I'm not exaggerating when I say this, that this is one of my favorite places in the world. Tofino and Ucluelet on Vancouver Island in British Columbia, Canada has got to be on your travel bucket list. We planned this trip with pretty much nothing booked and just let the day take us. We loved Vancouver Island so much, this was actually our second time back. So, in this video, I want to show you the best things to do and the best places to eat. This is how to spend 3 days in Tofino and Ucluelet. To get to Tofino and Ucluelet, you can either fly into Tofino or do what most people do and take a ferry from Vancouver. For our trip, we booked the first ferry out of Horseshoe Bay at 6:15 a.m. to the beautiful town of Nanaimo on the island. I can't emphasize how important it is to show up 45 to 60 minutes before your departure. On our first trip, we had an afternoon ferry, and since we showed up about 20 minutes before departure, we missed our ferry and had to wait for about 5 hours to get on the next available one. In the trip, we drove around the whole southern part of the island, so if you're interested, check it out here. After getting off the ferry, we needed to grab some breakfast, so we checked out Gabriel's, located just a few minutes from the ferry. This delicious farm-to-table restaurant sources all of its ingredients from small, local farms. They were open early with plenty of space, and the food was really good. The eggs Benedict I had were so fresh and was my favorite breakfast meal all trip. To prep for our drive into Tofino, we also stopped by the Vault Cafe for some coffee. This super cozy cafe is a perfect spot to hang out as its decor really gives off a nice vibe to relax in. Hitting the road, we had to first make a pit stop at the iconic Goat on the Roof market. You've probably seen this place in other videos where goats are literally on the roof, making for a fun and cute stop. The building features a traditional sod roof common in Norwegian homes and was constructed by a Norwegian couple who immigrated here back in the 1970s. Legend has it that after a few glasses of wine, the owner borrowed a few goats to mow the grass, and ever since it's been a staple. The market itself also has some really neat stuff, including different foods and knickknacks. I found most of the things in this market to be fairly priced, so we had to grab a few souvenirs here. On our drive towards Tofino, it was raining all day, so we skipped any outdoor activities for now, and made our way towards Tofino and Ucluelet. We had booked our stay in Ucluelet, so we wanted to first grab some lunch before settling in. So we stopped at Ucluelet Brewing Company, which was, to be honest, nothing out of the ordinary, but still a solid place. By this time, there was a break in the rain, so we took this chance to walk around Ucluelet, taking a peek in some local shops, and taking a walk to the docks as well. The town name roughly translates to safe harbor or safe landing space, reflecting how the harbor shelters boats and people from the rough ocean and weather, dating back decades. If you have the time, definitely check out the Ucluelet Aquarium as well, as I heard it's really nice. We just happened to show up when it was closed, so we missed our chance. We brought home some dinner from Shipwreck Pizza back to our accommodation to relax for the night and get an early rest for the next day. We started off our day 2 at Heartwood in Ucluelet. The staff were super friendly and the food was really good as well. My friend got the fried chicken French toast and he absolutely loved it. We then set off towards Tofino for some exploring with no real plans. On the drive in, we saw a beautiful beach with an interesting rock, so we had to make a stop. We made a quick U-turn and stopped at Incinerator Rock. The name comes from the fact that during World War II, the army would burn the trash here from nearby air bases and army camps. I didn't see any trash here, so they must have really burned it all up. In addition, there was a scene in Twilight that was filmed here, although I didn't see any vampires either. The sun was shining and the sky was clear, making the beach here look amazing. The tides were coming in and out, and you can actually climb onto the rock itself for some beautiful ocean views. Venturing further to the right, you can climb up a small hill to get a higher viewpoint and even take a seat on the bench up there. This and another hike we did the next day was by far my favorite view from this trip. Continuing our drive into Tofino, we made another stop at Chesterman Beach. In our last trip, we actually surfed here, so we wanted to come back and just take in the views from this beautiful beach. After a day of nothing planned, we actually booked one thing, and that was to do a nice relaxing sauna and cold plunge. We booked with Tough Saunas, and more specifically the one located at the Pacific Sands Resort. We didn't stay at the resort, but taking a stroll through, it looked really nice with some bike and surf rentals, a food spot, close access to the beach, and a beautiful view. The sauna we rented was located on the property, tucked on the side, and features two giant barrel saunas heated by a wood fire. There was a shaded change area to keep your belongings, an outdoor shower, and a foot bath as well. In terms of a cold plunge, you can either use the outdoor shower or take a quick stroll into the ocean. Overall, this was definitely a highlight of our trip, super relaxing, and even got to dip into the freezing water in late October. It cost us about $200 for 2 hours, which I think was worth it, especially after a long day of walking around. Afterwards, we had to make a stop at the famous Tofino. We came here last time, and I had to come back. Always a must visit when in the area. We were also craving a nice drink, so we found Mizu Mizu Cafe, a newly opened cafe located at the Mackenzie Beach Resort. The inside was nicely decorated, and the owner working there was super nice, chill, and generally a great guy. Not to mention, this matcha latte was the best matcha I've had anywhere. This was so good, we came back the next day. Highly recommend checking this place out. After fueling up, we took a quick drive home to settle in for the night and watch the Blue Jays lose Game 7 of the World Series. Although it wasn't the best way to end the day, it still was a great day on the island. We were lucky enough to have another beautiful day with clear skies, so we took advantage and hiked the Lighthouse Loop Trail in Ucluelet to start our morning. Out of the whole trip, this was probably my favorite thing to do, with amazing views the whole way. The trail itself is relatively flat and quite short at about 3 kilometers. Along the way, you pass by the Amphitrite Lighthouse, which is one of the oldest operating lighthouses on Vancouver Island, and apparently some grey whales can sometimes be seen migrating near here. We really want to do this hike as this spot on the coast is where the swells, tides, and winds meet, making for an amazing spot for storm watching, and this definitely didn't disappoint. After our hike, we grabbed a bite at Shed in Tofino, a nice burger spot with really good fries, although I feel like the portions here were a bit on the smaller side. Since we're in the main area of the town, we also took a quick stroll checking out some local shops. Nothing super interesting, although it was a nice walk. Before we set out back to Nanaimo, we needed to go back to Mizu Mizu to get another matcha latte. Again, amazing and friendly owner, and quite possibly the best matcha I've had. They also had a cute dog named Pickles that just chills around, so that was a bonus. On the long drive back to Nanaimo, we stopped into Port Alberni for some light strolling as a break. Just a few small stores in the area and taking in the port views. A great place for a break when driving from Nanaimo to Tofino. Before we finished our trip, we also stopped by the famous Cathedral Grove for a short hike. Parking is on the side of the road and is a quick 800 to 1600 meter hike, depending on if you do both loops. We opted to just do the one side as it was a bit wet. There were also these massive leaves, which were interesting to see as well. I'd say this was worth a quick stop to see the giant trees, as it's definitely a different vibe compared to the beachy areas on the island. Before we got onto our ferry, we stopped for a quick bite at Harang, a Korean fusion restaurant that was overall pretty good with a nice presentation. I got the lobster ramen and it was a bit underwhelming as it tasted like any other ramen I've had. My friend had got a poke bowl, which was actually really good, and I'd wish to get that instead. Overall, it's a bit pricey, but it was pretty good. If you're in the area, I'd check it out, but not the best thing I ate on the island. With that, we wrapped up our trip, and this was definitely a much more relaxed trip with less planning. If you wanted more Vancouver Island, I have a full road trip guide where we explored the whole southern part of the island, hitting things like the Botanical Beach and Sombrio Beach as well. We also just had an amazing time in Italy, where we had the trip of a lifetime. I'll link those here, as always. Safe travels, and I'll see you on the next one.